watch again how the people of Biafra are going to observe our 1-year anniversary by sitting down. All the food we are going to eat that day is going to be locally made Biafran food, thanks to a sister Oleone that made that suggestion. No one can tamper with that. No one. The people have spoken. It must be respected. Must be respected. Regardless of your interest, regardless of the business you're doing with Nigeria, regardless of the business you're doing with the delegitimized, every politician in the southeast and south part of Nigeria at this time has been delegitimized by the Biafran people. No one can stop that. They do not represent the people.
Hello, my fellow Biafrans, I'm back again. But before I say anything concerning this particular video, if you are a true Biafrans, if you are a true Igbo person that are listening to me right now, what I need from you is for you to share this particular video, because there's one thing that our Deputy Prime Minister said in this video that I want all the genuine Biafrans to just calm down and listen to her, because it is very, very important for you guys to spread this news so that other Biafrans can also benefit from this particular video. So in case you don't know what I'm trying to say right now, this video that you're about to watch will explain everything more. So stay tuned and hear from her, and do not forget to share so that other Biafrans will also benefit from this particular video, because she said that 29th of this November 2025 will be total shutdown in Biafra land. So share this video so that this video will reach to so many people. One love.
We watch again how the people of Biafra are going to observe our 1-year anniversary by sitting down. All the food we are going to eat that day is going to be locally made Biafran food, thanks to a sister Oleone that made that suggestion today. Again, Biafrans are going. No one can tamper with that. No one. The people have spoken. It must be respected. Must be respected. Regardless of your interest, regardless of the business you're doing with Nigeria, regardless of the business you're doing with the delegitimized, every politician in the southeast and south part of Nigeria at this time has been delegitimized by the Biafran people. No one can stop that. They do not represent the people. Millions of Biafrans have been murdered under the southeast and south politicians representing Nigeria. That was why the people have voted to delegitimize them. It was a public vote that Biafrans carried out under our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, where we voted en masse to delegitimize the southeast and south politicians in Biafra land. So anyone at this time conducting any business, anything, with any of these delegitimized governors, you're doing that at your own risk. The people have rejected them. They do not respect and they do not represent the people of Biafra in any shape or form. So on November 29th, 2025, it's going to be a public holiday in the 40 states of Biafra land. A couple of activities are being put together by the United States of Biafra Homeland Department. But one of the major things we're going to do that day is Biafrans are going to appear on white shirt or white polo, either black pants or blue pants, in the streets of Biafra. Again, our blood beret may be gotten by people. All the plans are still in place to represent that day. I want to use this opportunity to tell anyone deceiving either himself or deceiving whom they are talking to about the declaration of the independence of the people of Biafra. Those that are parading the false narratives of December 2nd, you need to desist immediately. Immediately. Regardless of whom you are talking to, you must stop. Those agents of the Nigerian state that are misinforming people, you need to stop. You must stop. What you are doing, Biafrans already know, you can never ever succeed in that. It's a promise. So Elias, I'm warning you, working with moral globals, you must stop your deceit. You and your cohorts, Elias Gorosoles, whatever you call yourself, you do not represent Biafra people. Anyone talking to this Elias is doing so at his or her own risk. He does not represent United States of Biafra. Moral Global does not represent the United States of Biafra people. Anyone talking to them is talking to the wrong people. You must talk to the United States of Biafra cabinet, currently led by my humble self, Dr. Robuese, and the United States of Biafra cabinet. Those are the only true representatives of the Biafra people. Any other thing is fake and fraudulent, and that must cease. Anyone talking to these people is doing so at his or her own risk. They do not represent Biafra people. Again, we don't care who you are. We don't care who sent you. We don't care who you represent. We don't care where and whom you are working for. But as long as you have the interest of the Christian Biafrans at heart, you must talk to the right people that represent the United States of Biafra, that represent Biafra Republic, that represent Biafra people. There is only one leadership for the people of Biafra, led by our leader, Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, and our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, and my humble self, Dr. Robuese, and the United States of Biafra cabinet. Anything outside this is fake, is fraudulent, and we can never allow that to stand. So, you must take that precaution moving forward. I want to use this opportunity to remember our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. And all of us saw him a few days ago.
That was a great one.
The lion roars. Played. The joy.
The joy.
The joy we feel. Just seeing him walk around that Supreme Court where he went to submit those documents. I was very, very happy.
Yes.
Just the joy of an innocent man that has not done anything except what all of us here are doing. That's the only thing he has done. Just let my people go. He does not want his people to live in a country where the president reintegrates non-terrorists. And I read this Reno Omokiri where he posted on Twitter asking how Nigeria has supported the killing of Christian. And I'm telling Reno Omokiri, whatever his name is, that a government that has a standing policy to reintegrate non-terrorists into the country, into the military, into the police, that is the murder, that is the killing of Christians. If you don't know, let me educate you with your ignorance. The Nigerian state has a standing policy to reintegrate and rehabilitate non-terrorists. There's nothing like rehabilitation there. That is why I don't like to use that word rehabilitate, because they don't rehabilitate them. They bring them into the country to help them win elections. They bring thousands of them in their numbers. They reintegrate them into the indigenous Nigerians and recruit them into the police, into the army. into the political offices. That is the terrorism right there. That is why Nigeria is gone. No one can stop the destruction of Nigeria. Because you cannot reintegrate non-terrorists like Boko Haram, like ISWAP, like the Fulani jihadists. You cannot reintegrate them into your country. And you are asking, where is Nigeria mothering the Christians? You'll be a fool. A fool, big fool, to be asking or making such statement. The policies of the Nigerian state headed by Tinubu facilitates terrorism. And this terrorism, they ship it to the whole world. Anywhere Nigeria go is terrorism. They partner with France. They collude with them and they carry the terrorism to Mali. They partner with Finland. They carry the terrorism to arrest our noble prime minister. They went to Kenya. They partner with them. They collude and dump terrorism in Kenya. That was how Kenya facilitated the removal of our Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria went to Kenya to kidnap Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu. So you, Reno Mokiri, or whatever you call yourself, if you don't know what the facilitation of terrorism means, you should go back to school. You should go back to elementary school. The policies of the Nigerian state facilitates terrorism. It facilitates the killing, the murder of thousands of Christians every single day. And that policy, Nigeria will never change that because Nigeria is a terrorist state. Tinubu will not change that because that is how all these Fulani terrorists have invaded Nigeria because of that policy and the other policies. That's just not one of them. That is how Nigeria became a member of the IOC, the Islamic organization. A country that have almost half Christians, half Muslims, all of a sudden become a Muslim state, registered in the IOC. And to be a member of that Islamic organization, there are requirements you must meet. Part of that requirement, you must continue to carry out activities that favor terrorism, that favor Islamization of the country. That was how. That is what Tinubu is facilitating. And that was why the United States of Biafra has left Nigeria. Nothing will stop. Nothing will stop the full protection of the United States of Biafra country. Nothing. So we saw our Onyendu, and we want him to be strong. For that which he's sick, we already got. As the Nigerian terrorist state prepare on the 20th to deliver their judgment, despite the fact that 5 courts have discharged and acquitted Onyendu Nnamdi Kanu, including the court in Kenya, telling Nigeria to let him go. But Tinubu and co, they refused. Why? Because they are protecting their political career, which is already destroyed. It's a promise. So the world and Biafrans, we await the terrorist state of Nigeria to see what they're going to do on November the 20th. I want to also use this opportunity to remember our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa. Biafran people stand with our Prime Minister 100%. And we want to assure you, do not be moved, for that which you seek, we already got. Biafrans are fully aware of the plot of the evil ones. We were fully aware of what happened. Biafrans are fully aware of what transpired. We are fully aware of the lies of the enemy. But do not be moved. You'll be out very soon, very, very soon. Do not be moved, for that which you seek we already got. And I want to use this opportunity to let Biafrans know the enemies of Biafra people, they've done bad to a certain degree, but the United States of Biafra, we are checking them. We are following them bumper to bumper. It's a promise. They succeeded little. Their plots worked a little bit, but we stopped it. And that's the end. They are gone. They are gone for good. There's nothing else they can do. All their plots behind the scene. It has ended. It has ended. We also want to use this opportunity to remember the United States of Biafra cabinet members that are working day and night behind the scene to ensure that we build one of the best countries in the world, the United States of Biafra. I thank all the secretaries, the different cabinet heads, departmental heads for what you do every day. I want to thank the United States of Biafra Defense, the elite squad. Thank you all for what you do. We are so very proud of you. The United States of Biafra Defense is one of the best in the world. They weekly, daily, monthly go through high-class international standard trainings that has equipped them to be the best of what they do every day. The trainings they've acquired, the international humanitarian law trainings, has equipped them to confront the terrorist state of Nigeria. Currently, Nigeria is occupying a foreign land. Any element of Nigeria in Biafra territory is not accepted. They must leave Biafra land. They must leave Biafra land. We will make them leave Biafra land, is a promise. Tinubu and co, they must leave the United States of Biafra because we are a sovereign nation. Nigeria, police, military have no business at this time being in Biafra land, regardless of the naked dance their agents are dancing on social media, spreading misinformation everywhere. They must leave Biafra land. They should leave. We've peacefully notified them about our independence, our declaration. The people, we make them leave Biafra land. Starting from November 29th, 2025, when there will be a total shutdown in Biafra land for us to celebrate our independence. And I encourage the world to watch how that is going to go down. We will show Soludo and co. The delegitimized Soludo in Biafra land that he is illegally occupying Biafra land with the barrels of the terrorist gun that Nigeria state, Tinubu, has given him. We will tell him that the freedom of the people, the power of the people is not just by the gun. It's not just by the barrels of the gun. As Biafrans witnessed the illegal criminal election that the Nigerian state conducted in Biafra land a few days ago. We are only 15%. This is by INEC record, their ex-INEC record. Only 15% in that old Anambra state came out to vote for Soludo and Co., the criminals we've delegitimized. Only 15%. That shows you that the 85% that did not participate in that illegal election are Biafrans. And on November the 29th, Soludo, we will show you that that old Anambra state belongs to Biafran people. And we have our 3 sitting governors in that state. You will see how it's going to go down. It's a promise. So we thank and remember our Prime Minister, His Excellency Simon Ekpa, and we tell him not to be moved for that which he said we already got, despite all the sabotage, despite all the evil plot by those working with the Nigerian state that surround him. We know that he will be out. He will be a free person very, very soon. Our prayers are with him. We also want to remember the 40 state government. Our defense, we are very, very happy with what you do. We are very, very proud. I am very, very proud of you all. Despite the limitations, you still prove yourself as the elite squad. I am very, very proud of you. Do not be moved. Do not be deceived by the gossips, by the distractions from the agents of the Nigerian state. The agents of the Nigerian state that have proven to you all what we've been saying since November, December, that these people, they do not represent Biafran people. They are not working for Biafran independence. No, they are not working for Biafran freedom. They are the agents of Nigeria planted in our midst to confuse the gullible ones like them, just like they are going around on the international market confusing the gullible people that don't know them. Biafrans, we saw their lives. When Hope Uzodinma lost election in Imo State, Nigerian state planted him. That was how they catapult him from the 4th position for him to become the governor of old Imo State. And since then, Biafrans have known no peace. That is exactly what these criminals that are parading themselves on social media are doing. And Biafrans, it is your task. Anywhere you see them, deceiving the world, deceiving the people, deceiving people that do not know, it is your job to let those people know that these are criminal elements of the Nigerian state. They do not represent Biafran people. Moran Global does not represent Biafran people. Elias, Dabiri, they do not represent Biafran people, regardless of what they do. And they can never succeed. I promise you. What they don't know is bigger than them. So anyone listening to them, you're making a big mistake. You must go to Biafran people. You must come to the United States of Biafra government. We represent the people. We declared the independence on November the 29th, 2024 in Lati, Finland. So when they tell you, oh, they were in Lati, Finland, they went there to declare their independence, then they will tell you December 2nd. Then they will go in all this confusion. Do not let them confuse you. They have nothing. They have no original document for the people of Biafra. They are not in any of the committees instituted by our Prime Minister for the freedom of Biafra. You're not going to see their name in our declaration documents. You're not going to see their signature there. You're not going to see their name in the Biafran constitution. You're not going to see their name in the Biafra currency. You are not going to see their name in anything that matters that represents the freedom of the people. So you're wasting your time parading yourself with them. And you must stop to maintain your own integrity. If not, they will drag you down the way Nigeria is dragging countries down. Any person that associates with Nigeria, Nigeria will drag them down. So anybody parading themselves with this Elias and Dabiri and anyone among them, they will drag you down. They do not represent Biafra people. Just know that. And no peace. We have only one prime minister, who is Simon Ekpa. Anyone calling any other person prime minister, you are either confused or you don't know what you're doing. And I'm not going to say you don't know. You know. But we know the plot of the Nigerian state. We will stop you. I promise you. I will be part of those that will stop you. So, Biafrans, we thank our defense for what they're doing. We're going to celebrate our independence. All Biafrans are encouraged on that day to celebrate the freedom. Celebrate your freedom. And remember the millions of Biafrans that were murdered by the Nigerian state when we fought the brutal civil war between 1967 and 1970. 29th of November, you must sit at home to remember those people. The millions that are still being killed by the Nigerian state. As we speak, thousands of Christians are being murdered by the Nigerian state. Thousands. Hundreds are being murdered every day. At least 15 Christians are murdered in Nigeria every day by the agents of Tinubu government. That was why the United States of Biafra, America, has declared Nigeria a country of particular concern. All of us know the meaning of being a country of particular concern. Thank you so much, President Trump, for what you do. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for making the world a better place. Despite the misinformation from Tinubu, from the Nigerian government, from their agent they scattered on Twitter, do not be moved by those lies they present. Nigeria is a killing ground, is a killing machine for Christians. The mass graves in Borno, in Zamfara, in Southern Kaduna, in Sokoto, in Katsina, in Anambra, all the Anambra, in Ebonyi State, all the Ebonyi State. Thousands of Christians are murdered by this reintegrated terrorists brought in by Tinubu into the Nigerian state. That is why Nigeria must crumble for people to live. No one, anyone stopping that is an enemy to humanity. Nigeria must be destroyed for indigenous to live. Nothing can stop that. No one can stop that. It must happen to make the world a better place. PPC. So when Nigeria is CPC, we've declared their politicians as PPC, people of particular concern, because they are the ones that make these rules that contribute to the killing of thousands of Christians every day. Soludo was part of those that signed to reintegrate terrorists into Nigeria. And we all saw him. We all saw him saying nothing. There is nothing like a genocide in Nigeria. We all saw him lie, misinform the world, misinform gullible ones like him. And they will come with this, oh, Muslims and Christians are killed alike. No, do not be carried away with that misinformation. It is a calculated attempt by Tinubu and co. to continue the killing of Christians in Nigeria and in Biafra land. The only people that can support what Tinubu is doing today are the delegitimized Nigerian politicians like Soludo and their agents. They are terrorist agents that support what they do. I'm telling you, 99% of Nigerians are against Tinubu and the politicians. 99%. I'm telling you. That was why the United States of Biafra left Nigeria. No one can stop that. Nothing can stop the wish of the people. So we want to thank President Trump. And we seek for tighter sanctions. If that country ever remains, if it doesn't break up very soon, the sanctions that will be meted on the politicians, including Tinubu, we expect very strict sanctions against the Nigerian state because it's a killing ground. It is a killing ground for indigenous people. Those sanctions must be executed. They are never going to change. If a country has a policy to reintegrate terrorists, nothing will change that. Nothing will change the killing of Christians in Nigeria. Nothing. The sanctions must follow swiftly. If there is attack, it must follow swiftly to destroy the major engineers of this killing is Tinubu and the Nigerian politicians. So they must be targeted. They must be targeted.